This is my sixth company that I founded.
Six? What? Before you focus on only Swyft, you were working at Zoom.
Right. So I founded Zoom Systems, and that was my first company here in the US.
In order to build your business startup, so first you came up with some technology, or first you found a problem. Which did it was first?
Well, I think it's really been an evolution for me. So my fourth and fifth companies, these companies here in the US in automated retail, were really an evolution of some of the problems that I had in my first companies.
Okay. Hi, Gower.
Hi, Kari.
Thank you so much for attending this interview today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So please imagine there are many audience looking forward to hear your story. Yeah, so could you please introduce yourself? What do you do in San Francisco?
Well, I'm Gower Smith. I'm founder of a company called Swyft, and we're a technology company in robotics and software for automated retail.
I see. So when did you start your company? And then you said it's your second company.
This is my sixth company that I founded.
Six? What? Really? You are a serial entrepreneur.
You could say that.
Wow, amazing. Okay. Why and when did you start Swyft?
So in 2013, I co-founded Swyft, my two sons.
Two sons.
That's right. And I had previously founded a company, Zoom Systems, which was really the market leader that started the industry of automated retail. So that's selling high-end merchandise through robotic stores that are like high-end vending machines. And we just, at Zoom, we built a great company. We felt there was an opportunity for a next generation, and we wanted to partner with Zoom. So I left Zoom in 2011, and in 2013, I co-founded Swyft.
I see. Okay, so before you focus on only Swyft, you were working at Zoom.
Right. So I founded Zoom Systems, and that was my first company here in the US. So my other four companies before that were in Australia.
Australia?
Yes. So I moved here with the idea, a little like Amazon, that with technology, I'd built a software supply chain company. If we had software and technology that could basically get product from a manufacturer or a brand and then into the hands of consumers with full automation, including a store that was fully remotely managed, that would be pretty disruptive as a disruptive new channel for brands and retailers.
I see. So Zoom and also vendor machine robotics, both like it's helping. What can I say? Not the in person.
Right.
Yeah.
Fully automated 24/7 unattended stores. So you could call it a vending machine. It looks like a big vending machine, but we use a lot of technology. So there's really, on the technology side, a lot of differences from vending. It's completely remotely managed with a platform, software platform that manages keeping it in stock, keeping it up and running, delivering great consumer experiences, the merchandising, pricing, all of the data analytics on the back end. And the experience uses a lot of technology to ensure a fast, easy, convenient purchase experience each time. And with technology where we could sell high value products. So some of our stores sell, up to $1,000 items, jewelry or headphones or electronics or cosmetics. Yeah.
I see. And then so now I am traveling situation. So I often go to airport, and then there are many. I can see less people in person. So that or only one person at the store or restaurant or coffee place. So behind the one person, there are many complicated robotic system.
Right. So actually, in most of our instances, there are no people at a location. So I guess we're like the ATM in banking, where you have an interaction with people. There's a place for that. You have online, and then you have the ATM. We're kind of like the ATM, where we can place the most popular products that people need and want in an airport, or and brands love airports because it's such high visibility, and our sales per square foot are world renowned as being highest in the world for the space we occupy. We sell a lot of product for the space we occupy, and we're meeting for the airports. We're giving them a share of revenue, but we're meeting needs that travelers have, and so we're able to bring a portfolio of different types of categories of brands and products that meet the needs of travelers, and we use data and AI to really help us decide what those needs are.
I see. Interesting. So I have a question. In order to build your business startup, so first you came up with some technology, or first you found a problem. Which did it was first?
Well, I think it's really been an evolution for me. So my fourth and fifth companies, these companies here in the US in automated retail, were really an evolution of some of the problems that I had in my first companies in Australia, and the ability. My third company was a software company. It was very successful, and it was really an idea of evolution, that if I could combine technologies, I could solve some big problems. And today, there's a couple of tailwind challenges that we have. Number one, we don't have enough people to fill the retail jobs, not only in retail, but in hotels and hospitality. There's a shortage of skilled labor that want to do the jobs and work 24/7. It's very challenging to provide 24/7 retail. And in some of our hotel installations, we sell nearly half our product after 11 p.m. when the restaurants are closed. And we sell fresh food and beverage products, we sell bakery products, we sell general merchandise, things they need or want all hours of the day. So there's labor challenges. There's also challenges when you're selling products that are worth hundreds of dollars in terms of retail theft with open shelf solutions. So we have a no theft or no shrink solution with completely secure store with a lot of technology to ensure there is no shrink, and we have no labor at the store, but there's obviously a lot of people behind the scenes with the tech to provide this great service to consumers. So my first company was a retail company, and in parallel I had a wholesale distribution company. And in the retail business, really we had challenges with staffing the stores and providing consistent service to our customer. And with real estate, if we got a location wrong, we were locked into a 10-year lease. And if we weren't in a prime A location, we couldn't just move it and get out of that lease. So those were a couple of the drivers. But we had technology. It really came up with the idea and thought it would be quite disruptive if we could create a whole automated channel.
I see. So thanks to your previous experience, you already had some pain points and problem in like social or, and then like little by little, naturally combined.
Right. And like my third company was a supply chain primarily software company that was quite successful, building financial systems, inventory management, supply chain management, sales management. And we sold that to hundreds of companies in Australia, and I sold it to a company that did a very big IPO a couple of months after acquiring my business. So I think it was, it was really having built systems and realizing how you can automate process, solving problems. There's a lot of problems in getting product out of a manufacturing facility into the hands of consumers. There's a lot of problems in that. It's quite a complex, a lot of moving parts, but that was the big idea. And I believed I had all the technologies in order to accomplish that vision.
I see.
But I think there's tremendous opportunity in food tech robotics. I think in one of the visions, we didn't really get into vending, which is traditionally in the US been a $30 billion industry that sold, sugary sodas and not so healthy snacks. And I think using robotic technology, you can deliver high quality, branded food, high quality, restaurant quality, consistently high quality food for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks that's good for you. And I think that's a big change that we're going to see from the traditional vending.
Okay, next question. So you said you used to work at Zoom as well, like making Zoom system. So it means you were the kind of a first person who started Zoom. Oh, really?
Well, as founder, it's you are pretty much employee number one, and then you build a team.
Wow, really? Wow. At the time, how many people in your team?
Well, I had another company in Australia, so I had a small engineering team of a couple of software engineers and a couple of hardware engineers, and they were working for 3, 4, 5 years before I built a real team and made it a real company. So that was kind of my skunk works R&D. So when we started, I think when we started here, we were probably about a dozen people. Yeah.
Doesn't, but still small team.
Yeah.
So you knew everyone.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah. And to 100 people, I interviewed and hired. I always had the one of the quality of people. I think building a great team is really important. So I interviewed all of the employees in all of my companies up to 100. And now I've really handed Swyft off to a CEO and a really wonderful team, and I'm really excited. So I'm in a transition now where I'm approaching retirement and helping the company to more strategically at the board level than actually being in the management team. Yeah.
Okay, so there are many founders and also people who are struggling to make good team in San Francisco. Of course, in Tokyo too, right? But you already have good experience to make good team and then fostering a team to collaborate. So I assume you had many challenging, right?
I think
it's amazing.
With people, some challenges. You have to sometimes make changes, but when you get, like, we have an incredible technology team. We now have made some wrong bets. I had a great CFO in my first company at Zoom Systems, and finance was so important. It's not my strength. Having a really strong ops finance partner for me. I'm better in the go-to-market sales and strategic in the business model. And I understand the finance side, but that's not where I like to spend my time. So having a strong partner is important. And today we have a great team, I think, and that is important. It's one of the most important.
So recently I heard pain points from 2 AI companies founders. So they are struggling to team building because they chose like wrong co-founders. Maybe personally good person, but work together and then something go wrong.
And I think,
I
think as you evolve, people's skill sets are different. I'm a better leader than manager, and managers need to build infrastructure as you grow a company. But I think team is important. I think you need to early stages. You've got to be very fast, nimble. You've got to be very creative. You need structured process systems. So it's people, process, tech that you need as the company grows. But in the early days, you need to be very, very nimble and using data quickly. So to me, you've got a problem that you're trying to solve. One of the important things is getting your first referenceable customer. And then even harder thing is to get your first referenceable customer, paying them to the business model you want to scale. But to me, in any startup, you need to be solving a problem. You need a large market where that problem exists, so that you've got a sizable opportunity. You need a business model and you need a great team to execute. And hopefully you have some technology or sustainable competitive advantage that you can protect your or maybe it's just execution and being first, and then you need capital.
Capital, I see. So this morning I had coffee with a young CEO. So they have good engineering team, and then they are creating software and hardware already. But I asked them, "Hey, did you talk with your potential end user? Did you conduct user interview?" They said, "Never." Okay, I understood. So, but you guys have to finish to make and then deliver, right? So, do you want to deliver without usability testing or interview? They said, maybe before deliver, we can do test, but not now. Is this okay? Because I am a UX person. I really love research, interviewing, collecting data, and then we can get feedback, we can improve. This process I feel super important, even if we don't have time. But I realize many people, they focus on just technology, and then they don't matter about end users.
But I agree. There's some companies that are really product companies, so they're formed around their product, and so they build a great product and they figure it out, and then others sort of take the approach of solving a problem for a customer and building the tech to solve that problem. So I think the combination is really powerful.
I see. Yeah. Okay, next question. So, do you do mentoring for other founders?
Mentoring for other founders, I do. This is my hobby.
Really?
I started my first company when I was 19.
19.
Yeah, and I got lucky. I built my first company, and I had a great opportunity, and so I've been doing my hobby all my life. It's my passion. It's my hobby. So it's one of the things I love to do is to be able to mentor and help really young companies. So those early stage, and probably invested in about 60 companies in total.
You are also investor.
Well, not really a major investor. I would say more a mentor. So the investment may be very small, but we formed. I was part of an Aussie group, Startmate, that backed first money invested in. We selected 8 startups each year. It's still going today. I haven't been active because I just haven't had the time recently, but was involved for many years where we would select 8 startups. And it was a voting system, and we would choose which startups. And by the time there were about 35 mentors in Australia and 5 of us here, and those of us here would help them raise money. When they arrived here, they were mentored and they'd been chosen, and about half of them imploded on that journey to get here and didn't make it through the first 3 or 4 months. So they were very early stage companies, but it was the mentoring that they received really helped. We raised money here for a lot of the companies that came through the program, and they went on, and we've had huge success in terms of the rate of return from those funds have been incredible. And I've been involved in a couple of other funds, and I've done some direct mentoring and direct investments, but I'm a small check writer. My time is valuable, and
yes, of course.
And I have been on the board of a couple of companies that have been quite successful, and feel like I've made an important contribution. So
amazing. You are sensei.
I'm just a hands-on guy that's had some fun and enjoyed what I've been able to accomplish, and it's been extremely rewarding. And I would love to be able to give back.
Amazing. Okay, so mentoring is your passion. So do you have other hobby or passion besides your work?
Sure, I love lots of things. I love my New Zealand rugby team, so I follow them. I love the New Zealand sailing team. I like sailing. I like windsurfing.
Sailing, like a yacht competition.
Yeah, coming from New Zealand, I like sailing. Most of us like water sports. So these days, I'm more into kayak fishing. Is my latest hobby. I love that. So just being out in touch with nature.
Yeah, it's so important.
And I like. I guess I like property development, gardening, lots of things. Music, playing the piano. My first job was actually, my first venture was with a rock and roll band. So that's how I went from New Zealand to Australia. So I was really a sound engineer. I was doing a lot of building equipment and creating studio sounds that a lot of people appreciated, and joined a band, and we won Battle of the Bands, and it was a pretty crazy year of my life.
So last question. Tell us about your dream in 5 years and 10 years, whatever.
Oh wow! In 5 or 10 years,
Yes.
Firstly I want Swyft to be wildly successful. It's
Yes.
got such a huge market opportunity. It's got a great product. It's got a great technology and a great team, and a huge market opportunity. So I think grow and be very successful. That's really important business point of view. I love New Zealand, my family, my friends in New Zealand, so I'd like to spend more time back in New Zealand, as well as we love it here in San Francisco, and we love it in north of San Francisco, where we have
North San Francisco.
the wine country is amazing, the coast is amazing, and we love our community here in California. So
Amazing.
yeah, so I'd like to be involved in the next 5-10 years. I'd like to be involved in not a lot of startups, but a few that I can actually add some value to, and that become wildly successful. So, and I think that's the dream of a lot of entrepreneurs that have some success. I don't think I've had incredible success. I think I've just been lucky that created companies that did bring value and to the employees, to the community, solved some problems, built some shareholder value, and I'd like to see that video replayed through other companies and other founders and startups.
see.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so you really love helping community is so important in your life.
Yeah, I grew up on
Family or
I grew up on a sheep farm. Family is important, and society is important.
next time I would love to attend some like if you do event or your community something, I would love to attend or I want to volunteer.
Okay, we have a great San Francisco Kiwi community. Thanks to the community,
Yeah.
not me, but there's some wonderful people in the community, and we all like to socialize together. We have
Amazing.
events together. We get to know each other, and I always enjoy
Great.
that community too.
Yeah.
It's our little piece of New Zealand here in California.
Amazing. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for attending this interview today.
Thanks for having me.
The 3 key takeaways from the conversation with Gower. 1. Problem solving first or technology first. So, to Gower, as a startup founder, do you fall in love with the problem in order to build your company, or do you fall in love with the technology? I asked him. His answer was that it is really an evolution for him. As a serial entrepreneur, he has always gotten new company ideas. His 4th and 5th companies here in the US and in automated retail were an evolution of the problem he had with his first company in Australia. So eventually it was problem first, and then he combined his ideas from his previous companies. The second, he was the first employee of Zoom Systems, so I asked him how did he build his team. At the time, he already had a company in Australia working for Zoom Systems and building a technical team. The first team was only 10 people, but he interviewed and hired over 100. In his first company, Zoom Systems and finance were very important. So he had a great CFO. Having a really strong operation and finance partner for him would make that company better in sales, strategy, and finance. But he doesn't like to spend a lot of time there, so having a strong partner, finance partner, CFO is so important. So the team should be cross-functional and they have to help each other, and in the initial phase, it has to be very quick, agile. Third, in the early stage, you have to be very agile and use data quickly. In other words, you have a problem you are trying to solve. One of the key things is to get the first customer who is referable. And even more difficult, getting that first referable customers and then introducing that customer into your business model and expanding it. He said that any startup needs to solve a problem. It needs a large market where that problem exists. It needs a large opportunity. It needs a business model. It needs a great team to execute. And hopefully it has a technology or sustainable competitive advantage it can defend. He said it would be nice if we could. Okay, thank you so much for listening to our episode today. We hope our story will help your career, life, and your future. Thank you. Bye bye.